Welcome to the first of two bosses in the Frostmoon Temple raid, Orda Crystal. This is actually a pretty fun fight, and the thing to know about this fight is that Orda Crystal is going to be the ultimate test of your raid team's DPS. I know you have questions, and fortunately for you, I have answers. So for the next few minutes, kick back and let me bring clarity to this boss's mechanics to ensure that you will knock over this crystal monster in no time at all. Before we get started, please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. My aim is to put out quality content with good information, so what you see is what you get all the time. Also, make sure to stick around for the end of the video because I'm going to do something special for all of you that I hope will be helpful. After explaining the mechanics, I will have a run through of the entire fight from beginning to end like always, but this time I'm going to include our voice chat so that you can feel as though you are being walked through the raid in real time. To begin, let's take a look at the room that we find ourselves in. This room is a long hallway with crystals lining both sides of the room. Now there are 5 crystals on each side, which add up to a total of 10 crystals overall. The overall objective for this fight is to disable the boss's power by destroying these crystals at certain points of the fight, and then capitalize on moments of the boss's weakness to take him down. Also, be sure to bring the Stone Skin military ability to make the end of this fight just a little bit easier. In brief, you're going to damage the boss, destroy 2 crystals, damage the boss, destroy 2 crystals again, and then rinse and repeat this all the way down until there are 4 crystals remaining, at which point you will race to burn the boss before a massive explosion wipes the raid. Let's take a look at the specifics. Start in the very back of the room where Orda Crystal spawns and tank him directly on top of one of the back crystals. Every 20% of the boss's HP, he will activate 2 crystals. One of the crystals will be the one closest to him, and the other one will be the mirror of that first crystal on the opposite side of the carpet. The idea is to have the melee classes kill the crystal that is underneath the boss, and then have the range classes turn around and burn down the crystal on the opposite side of the room. If you fail to destroy these crystals in time, the raid will wipe. After killing this set of crystals, move the boss down the line to the next set of crystals. This will be the theme for the fight, again all the way until the boss reaches 20% and when there are 4 crystals remaining. Again, he will activate these crystals so that they can be destroyed every 20% that the boss loses, so at 80%, 60%, 40%, and 20%. Now with that goal in mind, here are the mechanics that you need to be aware of while you're taking the boss for a walk. Just like every other boss, Orda Crystal has a cleave ability called Shadow Hammer, which warrants him being tanked, again facing away from the raid. Throughout the fight, the boss will summon dark circles underneath people in the raid. Spread out your range DPS as much as possible to avoid these dark circle overlaps and evade them as soon as you see them to avoid being one-shot. Depending on your gear level, you should actually be able to take 1 or 2 of these circles, but definitely not 3. The boss will also drop an ability called Dark Leash on players throughout the fight that will drop 3 damaging puddles on them that remain, again, permanently for the entire fight. If you get one of these dark leashes, go to the back of the room where the boss encounter first started and drop these puddles safely around the outside perimeter of the room. The next part of this fight might sound tricky, but it's actually pretty simple. The boss will have 2 different types of attacks that can do a lot of damage to the raid, and both are avoidable. For the first one, you will see the boss use an ability called Annihilating Cross, where he places a cross on the floor in a north, south, east, west pattern. Move out of the way to avoid being damaged by this. Simple enough. However, later in the fight, the boss will follow up this ability, Annihilating Cross, with pulse attacks that do massive damage and stun you. I stood in the first one here on purpose so that you can see its damaging effects. Or did I? You can simply avoid this every single time by moving away from the Annihilating Cross zone, and then as soon as he finishes casting Annihilating Cross, move back into where that zone was, because the boss will never cast his diagonal pulse in the same direction that the Annihilating Cross was cast. So again, be sure to pay careful attention where he lays down the Annihilating Cross, and then again, step back into it to avoid the follow-up pulse attacks. Having understood those mechanics, the most important part of this fight is the burn phase right at the very end when the boss hits 20% HP. As soon as the boss reaches 20% HP, you will need to burst him down as quickly as possible. To drastically improve your chances of defeating Orda Crystal within this time frame, here's what you have to do. When the boss hits 50%, have the entire raid save all cooldowns. This means pet abilities, ultimates, everything. Also, don't use any revives throughout the fight, as you will need all of the DPS that you can get for this final phase. When the boss hits 20%, have DPS revive if they're dead, ignore the crystals that he has just activated, and burn the boss. There's going to be a lot of raid damage at this time, so pop your Stone Skin military ability, use potions when needed, and have healers pop ultimates to increase your chances of survival. This is the phase where it's all or nothing, so use everything that you have to kill him before the room explodes. And if you're successful, congratulations, you have now defeated Orda Crystal, the first boss in Frostmoon Temple. That was actually a pretty fun fight. Now, I need your opinion on something new here that I'm going to try. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I'm going to give you the entire fight from beginning to end, like always, but this time it's going to include the game volume along with the voice chat coming through. My aim is to make you feel as though you're part of the raid so that you can learn the fight better, so let me know in the comment section down below if this method is more helpful to you as a viewer. And I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank Firetruck for just being such an awesome raid leader. This dude is incredibly talented. Please like the video and share it with your guild if you thought it was helpful, and until next time, enjoy your day.
Maharit and Potato, go ahead and pull. Just give them a second to get it on top of that crystal. Range is spread out on the carpet. As we move down the room, you'll have more space to not stack the other ranged.
I have a feeling I'm not going to see what's on the ground.
Cross attack, careful. Work.
Yeah, I'm not going to see the
one-shot
mechanics.
you, but you can also just easily avoid it. Okay, 80% cross attack, careful. 80% is coming, crystal's about to open up. Range, turn around, hit the crystal in the back, melee kill the crystal on the boss. Range in the back, melee on the boss. If range kills theirs first, help the melee finish theirs off as well. Work. Melee's is dead. Awesome, can you get him moved to the next crystal down, please? Perfect. Go for the cross. Yeah, damage is good. Next crystal should be opening up in a second. There it is. Range turn around, crystal in the back, melee kill the crystal on the top of the boss. Diagonal attacks are starting to come out. It's purple beams, just be careful. If you're dead, do not res. We'll get you up for the burnt face. Perfect, let's get him moved to that next crystal close to you. After we kill this 140, meteors are out. I can't see who has them, but if you have that text above your head, run to the back walls, keep running in place. As long as you're out of the raid, you're perfect. Yep, awesome, well done. So once we kill these crystals, just keep him where he is. Cross attack, careful. Crystals are going to be coming out shortly. There they are. Range turn around, hit that crystal in the back. Melee kill the crystal on the boss. Watch out for the purple circles. Well done. Well, it's best to just keep spreading out and they won't kill you. Range is dead. Melee's about dead. Yep, just keep them there. Start saving cooldowns. Save your ultimate, save your big stuff. Yeah, watch out for those meteors in the raid. I'll let you know when to blow everything. It'll be around 20%, but not quite yet. Purple circles, careful, spread out. Don't res, it's fine. Don't blow everything, I'll let you know when, we're getting close. Electronic, go ahead and res. I'm gonna save the other two. Okay, any second now. Alright, blow everything. Ultimates, pets, big cooldowns. Good in hell. You have the meteors, you gotta get out of the raid. Don't worry about it, you can't damage, it's totally fine, we got this.
Increase power supply.
Keep burning them.
Maximum alert. Maximum alert.
Close, keep going. Purple, careful. Good work. The room was just about to explode too. The red came out. So Fossil and Trigonometry, the reason I didn't use the reses is just in case the room did explode, the tanks lived through it. I was just gonna have them, oh I got a Holy Soul. I'm just gonna have them res after. But we had it, good work. Awesome job.